12 teams entered, but only 6 walked away with a boys' state basketball title in hand. Championship Saturday wrapped up at Pinnacle Bank Arena as champions were crowned, with many teams making it to the title game for the first time in their program's history. The Eagles of Johnson Brock are flying high, winners of 36 straight and looking to cap off back-to-back D1 state titles. But that man, Carter Nelson, along with Trey Applett, who's fresh off his 1,000th career point, are looking to stop that. Early on, Bulldogs, nice shot there by Applett from the corner for 3. That's good. Then it's Nelson hitting the fadeaway jumper as Ainsworth jumped out to a 7-0 run. But the Eagles respond back with a run of their own. Casson Dolinghouse to the rack and lays it in to cap off a 9-0 run of their own. And what a better way to stop a run than this. Nelson playing above the rim, throwing it down with force, looking like Shaq there with the two-handed flush. Right before the half, though, Austin Meyer grabs his own miss and lays it in as JB closed out the half on a 24-7 run. They lead by 10. Second half, Applett trying to keep his team close, banks it off for 2 of his team-high 17. But 2 plays later, Nelson came down on his ankle and walked gingerly off to the sideline. He would be out. But just like Willis Reed returning for the Knicks, Nelson taped his ankle and he came back to the floor. He was looking for to help them with the momentum. Applett scores that bucket. He's starting to cook, hitting another 3 to cut the lead to 17. We got a game. And how was Nelson responding to his ankle? Well, he deserves and gets the hoop and the harm for the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Now, the Chadron State commit, Tegan McNally, we'll call him Trey, huge in the second half, hitting back-to-back trifectas to get within 3. But the Eagles, who pride themselves on defense, come up with the steal as Brody Collier gets the bucket and finishes with a team-high 19 points, and for the second consecutive season, the Johnson Brock Eagles are flying high as D1 state champs with a 52-45 win. We move to the Class C1 title game. Auburn Bulldogs looking for their first state title since 2021. Wahoo Warriors haven't won it since 2018. First quarter was all Warriors. This steal and fast break slam dunk by Cody Hesser would cap off a 15-3 first quarter by Wahoo. But here come the Bulldogs. Second quarter, they chip away to make this an 18-13 game. Bulldogs come up with the steal, pass ahead to Cameron Leslie, who goes coast to coast for the contested layup. 18-15 now. Then right before the half, Maverick Binder, he wants the last shot, and oh boy did he drain it. Stone cold, 18-18 heading into the half. Pick it up late in the third. Auburn up 30-26. Time winding down again. Who's taking that last shot? You guessed it. That 3 by Binder puts Auburn up 33-26 heading into the fourth. But hang on, folks. The Warriors, they're not done yet because this game would go into overtime. Ball game tied at 39 before Marcus Glock drives and hits 41-39. He'd finished with a game-high 23. He was okay after that fall. The Warriors of Wahoo are headed home with a state title in hand. They get the win, 49-42.
It just felt so good. All the hard work we put in, the coaches, even the community, all the players, we put in so much work for this, and it's something you dream of as a kid, and it took me 4 hard years to get it, but it's the best way to go out.
In the Class B title game, the Norris Titans faced off against defending champion Omaha Skutt Catholic. Pickup action in the third quarter. Skyhawks leading 27-26. Brock Scholl gets the feed from Kyle Cannon, and he finishes 29-26 now. A little later, time winding down, Skutt trying to increase a 45-39 lead. Shot doesn't fall, but the 6'8 junior is there for the board and the putback. Skutt leads heading into the fourth. Fourth quarter, Norris trying to chip away at the deficit. Titans down 54-51. Evan Greenfield reads the pass beautifully and goes up the floor in for the layup. He'd finished with 15 tonight, 1-point game, but Skutt maintains the lead. They're up 68-55 before this corner 3 by Chris Gardner Jr. He'd also finished with 15. However, Skutt takes this one 70-63. Fantastic season for the Titans. They return a great group next season.
It's been 21 years since Norris has been in the state final. Right, and this was a big deal this weekend for the community, for our school, for our fan base, you name it. There are a lot of people watching today. And I think we've got it to a point now where Norris basketball is back on the map. But obviously there's still more work to be done. But I do like where we've been from when I got here 4 years ago to where we're at now.
Now the Class C2 state final, it's the battle of the first. Lincoln Lutheran and Amherst both battling for their first ever state title. Pickup action in the fourth. Warriors up. Jacob Dutzman working his way, hangs and hits this jumper somehow. 38-34. A little later, Warriors up 41-39 before this bucket by Tajay Hadwiger. That will help send this ball game into OT. In overtime, ball game tied up at 41. Teji again, he shoots the three and scores. Warriors still fighting, down 51-48. Dutzman's three won't go, but Ryan Hager is there for the rebound and the putback, 51-50. Later, he's back at the top of the key, makes a move and scores, but Amherst able to pull away late and secure their first state title. Fantastic year for the Lincoln Lutheran Warriors.